Hello everyone. I'm super glad to present the SkaiLama take-home assignment. I've built an event management system using the Stack architecture. It is a very well-known architecture using Rust, Justan, ExpressJS, and MongoDB. So let me explain the entire system architecture and then I will walk through the demo. So what are the core system capabilities? You can create and manage user profiles. You can schedule events dynamically across multiple time zones. You can view completely accurate event timelines in any local time zone. Track an immutable field level audit log, like whatever has been audited, you can track that. This was a bonus section and I'm super glad that I've completed that. So it's a simple client-server architecture. On front end, we have the React, which acts as a stateless UI. On back end, we have ExpressJS, which acts as a RESTful interface with centralized error handling. And database is obviously MongoDB, hosted on MongoDB Atlas. Database schema. We definitely have the profile object, which is most important for creating and storing user profiles. Then we also have the event collection, which stores time zone origin and references profile by the object ID. It references the profile by the object ID. And for the event log, which was a bonus section, there is a separate collection which tracks immutable historical changes, and it is connected via event ID. Time zone. How the time zone is perfect. How you can connect via different time zone. The reason is because I'm using the UTC time zone. The MongoDB database remains strictly time zone agnostic because I'm storing it in UTC and I'm displaying it in local. How do I trace the event creation flow? So user first of all selects any local date and time. On the front end, React calculates the UTC offsets and converts into an ISO format. This is a standard format which can be across various different time zones. Then an Express API validates the request, stores the UTC dates in MongoDB, and upon the retrieval, again I convert the UTC time zone into a local time zone. Isn't that interesting? How does the logging works? Update logging and field level differences. A custom backend difference utility puts request before saying. So user submits an edit, fetches an existing event. We run the differences, like which again in O log of n. If any changes are detected, we save and create the log entry. If there are no changes detected, then we don't do it. Simple. So what are the front-end decisions which I've taken? So I've chose Rust over Redux. Again, it's like a personal choice. I've done this to eliminate a boilerplate code, and definitely I've been used it in the past. I've used Day.js because it delivers robust time zone passing with a tree shakeable, like it's robust in time zone passing. I've used vanilla CSS, which for basic custom CSS. System reliability and edge case handling. I've also tried to handle the different edge cases. Payload detection. Express controllers use JavaScript to strip duplicate profile ID. So if there's any duplicate profile ID, it can be like it is not stored once again. I've also added a fallback validation. So your start time and end time, definitely end time must be after the start time. These all small changes are being taken care of. Error caching. So I also have a middle layer for caching the error. So if the object ID is invalidated for some reason, user is trying to put an invalid date, definitely that cases are also handled. And zero change updates. So difference utility actively prevents empty database writes and redundant log creation. And yes, a robust auditable event architecture. So I have always tried to have a solid principle architecture. I've created and it solves cross time zone scheduling. And I also maintain a fully immutable audit trail. So whatever audit is done, it is immutable and it is stored permanently in the database. And yes, I have a complex state and layout requirements. So that's it from my end. Now I'll head over to the code and also the demo. Thank you. Hello everyone. So yeah, let me help you walk through the code base and the architecture I've written. So here I have a client and a server module. Both are independent and can be deployed separately, but we are managing it in a single repo. So we are following a mono repo architecture. So here we have server.js. I'm using simple ExpressJS. I've added cores as well, which is coming from the env file. Then here I have event.js, which is the event schema for MongoDB. And I also have db.js, where I'm also defining the MongoDB collection URLs, which is coming from env files. Here I have the diff event.js. This is one of my favorite parts. So here basically I'm comparing the differences to update it in the logs. So here you will see I've converted it to two ISO strings. Why I've done that? Because the date is stored in date format in the MongoDB, but in the front end it is coming as a string format. So we need to convert into a format which we can compare. So I'm converting it to ISO string so that all the different time zones can be compared very easily. Then I also have the event controller. This is one of my favorite. Again, one of the important parts. We have get events, create events, and all the functions required during the events. Coming to the front end part, I have app.jsx, which is the main code file for the front end. I have multiselect.jsx, if you can see. So multiselect is for selecting multiple components. Then I also have createforms.css and JSX. And apart from that, I'm also having utils file. Basically, this is again utilities. So that's it. I've also used write, and everything is stored in env. So this is a scalable architecture which I followed. Now let me walk you through the demo. So how does this work? You can say suppose create a profile. Say suppose if I create a profile P1, I'll add this. The profile is selected. I'll select the time as Japan JST. I'll pick a date. Say suppose 10th of March, 9:02 a.m. And then definitely it shows that you need to select end date and start dates as well. Now again I'll create say suppose 19th March and I'll create this. So if you see I have P1 added here. Now if I edit this and if I just go and do 26th of March and update events, okay. So you can see the end time and start time. Definitely start time must be first and end time must be later. So that edge case is also handled. So I'll just do that. And if you see the event logs are definitely show that this was the update history. So yeah, that's it from my side. Looking forward to you. Thank you so much.